Hi, my question is for Claressa. You had numerous great fights in your career. How do you rank this upcoming one with Marie-Eve Dicaire?
I rank it as I fought against a few undefeated fighters, so I don't like to discredit nobody's resume or anything like that. I feel like her resume is pretty good. She's fought against a lot of fighters who have winning records. I haven't seen where she's fought anybody that was undefeated like I have. Also, I fought outside of my hometown plenty of times, and out of just I was in the U.S., but I wasn't fighting in Flint. I fought in Detroit. I fought in New York. I fought in L.A. So I've kind of been all over the U.S. fighting. I think that Marie-Eve Dicaire brings a lot to the table. She's a southpaw. She got some speed and stuff like that. She got certain things that she do when she fights. She got a good left hand. So I've been watching her, and I respect her skills, but that's why I don't really prepare for any fighter. I just prepare myself. It's not really like preparing for her. Like, yeah, we're gonna do things that you have to do against southpaw, but then again, too, just want to make myself be faster, stronger, be more attentive, be more slippery, and just pick pick my shots and stuff better. So I think that me and her are going to have a really, really good fight in the earlier rounds, but then I think I'll be able to actually break her down toward the end of the fight and get the big win.
Thank you, Claressa.
No problem.
Bon, ensuite, j'ai un message. Tu devrais avoir les mains levées. Tu peux coller les shots. Très bien. Jean-François Chabot, à vous.
Hi, Claressa. Thank you for being with us today. I would like to ask a question that I had the chance to ask Marie-Eve a couple of weeks ago. Boxing has been going through a situation like unprecedented, we've never seen before. And I wanted to ask you how you managed with all the on again, off again situation regarding this coming fight. How difficult was it for you? How did you do it?
I can say like it was very difficult, not just with the pandemic, but like the pandemic, everything being closed down, having to be in a house, fight schedules, fights canceled. It was super frustrating, but I just felt like God was setting up, he was canceling things to make things be bigger. I felt like he was set, he just had a bigger plan. So I guess Showtime main event wasn't big enough. And even fighting, with Dana White wasn't big enough. And I think that God wanted us to have this opportunity to fight on pay-per-view because women boxers need this, so even though I was upset about all the cancellations and everything, I just like to humble myself and just know that God was setting something up for the bigger picture. So this is great for me and Marie-Eve Dicaire and all the women on the card, but overall it's just great for women's boxing, and that's my whole cause. Women's boxing, equal pay, equal rights, equal opportunity. And we're not the only sport that is going through this. And other sports have taken the same lane to where, they're fighting on their own. Well, they're playing on their own networks and getting all the revenues from their streaming and from their audience. So I think this is a great step for women's boxing. And people are going to take after our footsteps after this. But I just continue to just pray, continue training and giving myself breaks when needed so I wouldn't overtrain. But just kind of having that balance, I was at home in my hometown. I also signed to MMA, so I spent time in Albuquerque training for MMA. I spent time at home training for boxing and then MMA, and I spent a whole lot of time with my family, which was I think much needed, because just over the years, with me accomplishing everything that I've accomplished, I'm never at home. I never get to spend time with my family. I don't get to celebrate holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas. And this year I was able to celebrate that. So even though I would have loved to be fighting, I can't say that I didn't enjoy like the downtime and being able to have some time with my family. So it was a few things that helped me get through it, but basically that's it.
Thank you very much, Claressa.
No problem.
All right, thanks, Claressa. Merci, Jean-François. U.S. media next. R.L. Woodson, take it away, R.L.
Hey, thanks for your time today. How you doing, Claressa?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Hey, based on when we got the update of where you were in this camp and getting ready, it seems like it's a little shorter than later. Is there anything with coming over from New Mexico? Is there anything from the MMA training that allows you to kind of shorten this camp a little bit?
I didn't shorten this camp. I gave 6 weeks to this camp like I do every other fight.
Okay. I know sometimes we hear 8-10 weeks, so that's why I thought it might have been a little short. But of course, you know,
I've never trained 8 to 10 weeks for an opponent. That's just not. And I think also too. Usually I'm a lot higher in weight when I'm trying to come down. I've been at 168 for the past 3 to 4 months. So usually I walk around at 185. You know, but I've been handling my weight a lot better. Just eating clean just throughout the whole pandemic and everything, to where I don't have to have those weight problems, because I got a big year in 2021. So I don't want to get that big anymore, and I want to keep my weight at 171, 165-ish. So that's why sometimes I may start camp a little earlier, but the most that I've ever had a camp was 7 weeks. I've never done 8 to 10 weeks for a boxing camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations on this move. I thought it, I heard the frustration and everything, but I thought it was dope that a couple of weeks later, like, you solved the problem and came out with this pay-per-view. So salute to you on that. What was the major detail from your business team, that made you comfortable, that let's go ahead and do this?
I mean, it's a huge risk. I don't know the certainties of this fight. I know that I'm training to win, but when you talk about pay-per-view buys, this is our first pay-per-view showing for women's boxing in 20 years. So this isn't like this something that we've been doing and we expect to get this many numbers. We don't know what to expect for numbers. I know that it's gonna be a hell of a fight. That's what I know. And people who love boxing are gonna enjoy this fight. And that's kind of what I'm putting my focus on. But me and my team just said it's time for us to step out on our faith and take some risk and just show the world that women's boxing is here, and that we will not wait on the opportunity to fight against another world champion. We're not going to wait on the networks to give us the opportunity. We're going to go out there and make a way for ourselves and make the biggest fight and just kind of roll with the punches. And I feel like this is a great fight to do it with, and hope. And I think that it's giving other girls in the U.S. hope that they don't have to wait on the networks to give them big fights either and put them on TV. Like, they can go off and do their own pay-per-view, have a streaming, and have all their fans tune in, and that will, predict on how much they get paid, because women in boxing don't get paid a lot anyway, but they give us all these excuses to why. But now when we get the pay-per-view numbers, like, they won't be able to say how much we're worth and how much we're not worth, because the numbers will be there to tell them. So I'm super excited about all of it, and hoping to just grow off this first pay-per-view and have a second, third, and fourth, and just watch the numbers, grow.
Thanks, RL. Thanks, Claressa. If I can, I just saw that Dimitri raised his hand. Did you want to follow up on this, Dimitri?
I do. I want to add to it. So I just want to say, Claressa is the first woman in the United States history to ever fight out, to have a headline at a premium cable network television show. That was in her second professional fight. She was a main event on Showtime, and she, for the MGM Detroit, and also sold that venue out only in her second professional fight. Shortly thereafter, other platforms, other networks began to showcase women, and it's been Claressa's goal. She understands the position that she's in, being the first two-time Olympic gold medalist, being as talented as she is. So she has done so many things for the sport of boxing that go beyond her. And this pay-per-view on March 5th is a significant step in that direction. It's not only about her, it's about establishing a name for women's boxing. And so we as a team took an educated guess in this, but Claressa has been the leader in making sure that this happens. So we have, first of all, Claressa, when we started working together, instructed me to make the biggest and the best fights. In her fourth professional fight, she fought for the world title against a champion that was 16-0. She won in an incredible fashion. We have a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, the unified world champion, fighting an IBF world champion, another undefeated fighter. A fantastic fight. Mark Taffet, former head of HBO pay-per-view, one of the most successful business people in the sport of boxing, doing so much work behind the scenes to making sure that this event is successful. So we're doing our best, and this is not only for Claressa and for Marie, this is also an event for women's boxing. We're hoping that it is very successful so that we can showcase to the boxing community and to the sports fans that women's boxing has arrived in a very big way and it's here to stay. And these two great champions in Claressa and Marie have done their best part in making sure this event sticks together. And I know that in the ring is going to be fireworks as well.
All right, thanks for adding that to the conversation, Dimitri. By the way, Claressa, that was a very nice pic of you we saw just a moment ago. There seems to be a few guys for who the raise hand function is not working. Such is the case for Jason Lewis. We'll get to you in just a moment, Jason. But first, in the same situation, Daniel Cloutier, ici à Montréal. Daniel.
Oui, bonjour. La question est pour Marie-Ève Dicaire. J'aimerais savoir si Marie a vu souvent en action Clarisse Shields, puis qu'est-ce qu'elle considère comme ses principales qualités puis ses principaux défauts.
C'est sûr que en action live, non, jamais. Par contre, en séance vidéo, on pourrait utiliser l'expression « je la connais par cœur ». Je l'ai mentionné tout à l'heure, ça fait 1 an qu'on se prépare pour ce combat-là. Donc, ça fait 1 an qu'on procède à du visionnement des séances vidéo, qu'on est capable de trouver les forces, mais aussi les faiblesses de Claressa. Si j'avais à nommer 2 de ses forces, je dirais son explosion et sa vitesse, à quel point elle peut lancer des combinaisons rapidement et à quel point elle peut être intelligente dans un ring. Donc, ce sont 2 choses auxquelles on s'est ardemment préparé là, pour cet affrontement-là.
Merci.
Plaisir.
All right, Scott Bugsarger in just a moment. But before you go to Scott, John, are you there? John Lewis? Or Jason, sorry, not John. Jason Lewis. Go ahead.
No problem. Thank you. I have a question for both fighters. I'll start with Claressa. Claressa, obviously you've said over and over again, it was a dream for you to fight in your hometown of Flint. Now you finally get that opportunity, and I know it's not going to be a packed house like you had hoped, but knowing that there's at least going to be 200 tickets sold, how excited are you to finally get in the ring in front of fans in your hometown?
I'm super excited, you know, to just fight on the Flint, Michigan soil because of what Flint, Michigan is going through. I'll be rocking my blue braids as always to represent the Flint water crisis and let the world know that Flint still doesn't have clean water, and it's been almost 7 years. So I love being an advocate for my hometown and being able to let the little kids be able to come watch me and see me in person so they know that kids from Flint can be pay-per-view stars. They can be successful. They can be, you know, superstars and superheroes. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm just excited about like the fight in it, like in itself. It's like a fight for Flint, of course, and for me to be an advocate for Flint, but then just to be the woman taking this huge risk, or to be the women taking this huge risk on pay-per-view, and then 2 undefeated champions. Like, we're not just fighting, you know, to take each other belts, you know, but I'm fighting to make history. We're fighting to raise women's boxing as a whole, you know, so it's a whole different fight. Like, the men get to get inside the ring and fight and look like crap and get another opportunity. Us women, we have to make sure we bring our A game every fight, you know, and, you know, come ready. So I'm super excited to have this big fight up in Flint and just to showcase my skills against another undefeated fighter and world champion.
You mentioned it before as well. Obviously, you said you're going to win this fight, but do you have a prediction on how exactly the fight's going to go?
Yeah, let me remember what I said. It's pay-per-view live, and she's going down in 5. Is that what I said? But I really meant what I said, though. I really do. Like, I've been training super, super hard, and I think a lot of people are tuning in into this fight and saying, "Oh, you know, Shields has 2 knockouts. You know, she don't have punching power," which is a myth. And I think that people, to even judge Marie-Eve Dicaire, you know, saying her 17-0 with 0 losses and 0 knockouts, say that she doesn't have punching power is also a myth. from me watching her fight, she does have punching power. So as I'm going for the KO, I'm gonna also have to make sure that I don't get caught by her too. So I'm super excited about this fight, and I think that the more fight that she brings, the more fight I'm gonna bring. But I believe that I possess the skills, and that I possess the power, and that I'll have enough motivation to break her will and get her out the ring 5th round. I don't know if she will agree with that or not, but that's what I feel in my heart.
Thank you, Claressa. And
Do
Maria.
you agree with that or not, Mediev?
If I agree with that, well, it's good to have faith. It's good to have to be believing in yourself. So good for you, Claressa. On my opinion, I don't think the fight's gonna go this way. March 1st will tell. But what I could say is my preparation is at its best, and I'm gonna give the best fight I ever gave in my career. The bigger the challenge is, the better I react. The better version of me shows up. So having this opportunity, like Claressa said, this is one thing I agree with you, Claressa. It's taking women boxing to another level, to be the first one to be a pay-per-view event, the first women to be a pay-per-view event in the US is finally coming down. This is great. Here in Quebec, we had the opportunity to do it many times. I think I did it 2 or 3 times. So I'm glad to be part of that in the US. And since the beginning of my career, I've always said, boxing is my passion, boxing is my sport, but to me, boxing is more than that. I want to achieve great things to inspire people to dream big. And I think that this is the kind of fight that will make me do it.